Some humans are seen or treated as more humans than others. When she was UK Home Secretary, Suella Braverman was asked by the BBC why no safe routes were going to open up for Sudanese asylum seekers after war had displaced millions of them, especially when the same had been done for Ukrainians. Her response? This situation was very differently, and she didn't even to explain why, because it was clear in the subtext. While Ukrainians are white, Sudanese people are black.
This isn't a place, with all due respect, like Iraq or Afghanistan.
European people with blue eyes and blonde hair.
And this is not a developing third world nation. This is Europe.
The way much of the global north has opened up to Ukraine has shown that hospitality and the protection of human rights are possible. Actually, the way that Ukrainian refugees have been treated, that should be an example of how all migrants should be treated. But there is an unspoken global racial hierarchy in the world that makes some more deserving of refuge than others. Well, to be honest, some politicians and journalists have become way more outspoken as of late. As the Bulgarian Prime Minister Kirill Petkov puts it when referring to the Ukrainian refugees, and I quote, "These are not the refugees we are used to. These people are Europeans. These people are intelligent. They are educated. This is not the refugee wave we have been used to. People we were not sure about their identity, their unclear past, who could have even been terrorists." And here we see the truth so clearly. While some refugees are civilized, others are savages. While some of them are educated, others are terrorists. But actually, this isn't the fault of the Ukrainian refugees, and that's important to say. This is just the classic colonial divide and rule. Yes, we're gonna talk about colonialism. These ideas have their roots in the era of European colonialism and scientific racism. In the 19th century, colonizers have proclaimed themselves as civilized, while the colonized were called savages. And yes, as Europeans migrated across the world, they justified imperialism with racial hierarchies. So whites stood at the top, while the blacks, alongside with the Aboriginal peoples from Australia and the global south, stood at the bottom. Some colonized people were even put in human zoos. Although we think we have moved past this, how does the way that we treat migrants differently tells another story. The idea that some people deserve safe routes while others don't is very similar to the idea that allowed some people to eat at lunch counters while others weren't in the United States. The civil rights leader and Black Power advocate Stokely Carmichael, and later called Kwame Ture, once said that he knew he was a human being and he knew he could go anywhere he wanted. According to him, the Civil Rights Bill was written for white people to be told that he was a human being and he shouldn't be stopped. But it wasn't actually written for him. Ultimately, that's what it means to be a refugee, isn't it? To know that you are a human being and that you have rights, but to be in the constant position to confront systems that treats you as less than human. Isn't that what the EU tried to do with outsourcing its border policy to militias in East and North Africa? Well, as we see, the racist colonial violence is alive and well.